Google Schoolhouse Rock. And conjunction, junction, what's your function? That, yeah, those are the most common ones. They were more popular back when our parents were younger, I would say. Yeah, my mom knows all of them. All right, y'all have heard of the Pythagorean theorem before, right? What is it? Okay, good. That's a good thing. Did you remember that it can only be used with right triangles? It can only be used for right triangles. Yeah, you have to have a hypotenuse with your right triangle. They didn't have TV or their phones. I don't know. I do not. So a squared plus b squared equals c squared. You remembered that. Good. All right, c is always your hypotenuse. A and B are your legs. They can be interchanged. It doesn't matter which leg you pick to be A and which one you pick to be B. You were aware of that, right? Okay. All right, use Pythagorean theorem to find side A. You think you can set it up by yourself? Okay. What would you let be your A? A, okay. What would you let be your B? And your C? All right, so we have A squared plus 16 equals, so A squared would equal, A would be the square root of 33. Y'all see how that works? Yeah, leave that as your answer. I would prefer for you to leave it like that. If you want to write it as a decimal, you can. Again, I don't usually have a calculator. Yeah, I don't usually have a calculator with me when I'm doing stuff. Easier to leave it. Okay. We want to use Pythagorean theorem to find the distance between the points 4, 2 and negative 3, 4. We have a graph. So what do you think we should do first? Graph it. Okay, will someone go graph the 2 points? Okay. Almost. All right, did she make a right triangle here? Maybe, but we don't really know, right? The easiest way to make a right triangle for these, whoop, that line's not very straight, but that angle is a right angle. Does that make sense? So how would we figure out the 2 legs? Okay, what would be here? And what would be here? 4 plus 3, 7. Does that make sense? So how would we find the distance between the 2 points? That's the same thing as what on the triangle? No, what is it the same thing? The distance is the same thing as what on the triangle? The hypotenuse. So how would we figure out the length of the hypotenuse? So what would C equal? The square root of 53. Y'all see how that works? We'll get there. It's part of the distance formula. No, not that distance formula. We have another distance formula, I don't think. But we'll get there. Graph it. And then find your legs and then find the hypotenuse. And the graph wouldn't have to be very pretty. You would just have to be able to find the length here and the length here. As long as you can figure those out from your graph. Draw a straight line between the 2 points and then you just make a triangle. A right triangle. Any other questions? Okay. See, oop, I went too far. See if you can use Pythagorean theorem to find side A. What would you get? 56 would divide 2 by what? 2 and what? Okay. 28 would divide by, and 4 would divide by 2 and 2, right? So we really have the square root of 2 times 2 times 2 times 7. Do what? We could. 2 times 2 times 2 times 7, same thing as 56. Y'all get that? Okay. 2 times 2 is what? What's the square root of 4? So instead of having these, we write 2 square root of what do we have left over? 14. Yeah. We're going to do that in lesson 20. We'll get there. Okay. Yeah. Right now, remind me on your test if I take off the because you didn't reduce the radical, remind me that we haven't done that yet. Okay. I might accidentally take off on it. But we'll get to where we do it like this. For now, you can leave it here. If you can already get it to here, that's fine. Okay. Or if you can figure it out between now and lesson 20. But we'll do that on lesson 20. Does that make sense? Any questions on Pythagorean theorem? Okay then.